Hey everyone, welcome back to Sixth Sense Snakes. It's Amanda and Nathan here. We're really happy to see you again on this episode. You can follow along with all of our journey on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube. If you're following us on YouTube, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, leave some comments. All of that helps with the algorithms, helps us get these videos out there. We really want to help this community grow and expand as we talk about sensory issues, breeding issues, snake raising issues, and introducing people to some really friendly snakes. Over on Green Room Pythons this week, it's no secret Bob Bledsoe's been a big influence of mine getting into the hobby. He had a great video up that was talking about snakes being emotional support animals. And he even made a little vest for one of his snakes, emotional support snakes. Go check that out. He's a bigger YouTuber than we are. He doesn't need the plug, but it'll give you some great information. We've been saying some of the same things he said. And so if you don't believe us, go check out someone who's been doing it a lot longer. So that's over on Bob Bledsoe's Green Room Pythons channel. But today we've got an interesting topic because Amanda, you and I have been having this conversation back and forth for a little bit about our plans for breeding and where we're going with this. One of the things we've been talking about lately is the different morphs that we like. And we've come to a bit of an impasse, a disagreement, as it were, as to what our favorite incomplete dominant traits are. Now, to tell everybody the parameters, we are only going to be picking an incomplete dominant trait, and we are only picking it based on how it looks by itself, not the combinations it can create, although that's inescapable. We're going to end up talking about that. But I'm going to let you go first. But before you do, I'm going to let everybody know that I've already guessed yours is banana. I'm pretty sure that she's done a lot of her research, that she's said, I'm not picking banana. She said she's not going to do it, that she likes a lot of other ones. But I'm still going to guess that you're going with banana. So what's your favorite incomplete dominant trait, Amanda?
So yeah, we did talk about the different traits, and it was very hard because naturally I did want to pick banana, but I think I picked something that isn't banana simply because he said that it was going to be banana. So as I was reading through a list and kind of taking a peek to make sure I picked something, I settled on one that we actually have one of these, and it is a red stripe.
Okay, that is shocking because when we were going over some of my favorites, I mentioned that I really liked Red Stripe and some other ones. Why do you like Red Stripe? What is it about Red Stripe?
One of the cool things about the red stripes is you can see on their spine how they have that stripe pattern. So on hers, she has a really long one down towards the bottom, but throughout her whole back, she's got some patches. So she'll have little gaps here along her spine where she has the stripe and then a gap and then more. But if you look, she's got towards the top of her head, she has the really long stripe, and then on the back of her tail it goes through. But you kind of see it's hard to tell on the video, but she has more of a reddish tone to her as well. And I think that's one of the things that I find to be really cool that pushes through on those red stripes is the tones of the red coloring and then the stripe that goes along the back to visually show the red stripe gene in them. I really wanted to go banana. I think that, and I struggled because I also really like the leopards. However, the banana is fantastic alone, for sure. The leopard I prefer when it's mixed with something else, so I did not choose the leopard. But the banana is a very good one. But I feel like it's everybody likes the banana. Everybody likes the visual of a banana because it's the yellow snake. It's the one that doesn't particularly look like a snake as much because of the coloring. And you can do a lot of different things with it, but I think that the red stripe is probably one of my favorites, strangely enough.
Because I expected you to say banana. It's not weird. I really like Red Stripe too. And Red Stripe, we're not talking based on combos, but the Red Stripe combo of Red Stripe Yellow Belly Clown is one of those classic 3 combinations that is the foundation for a lot of really cool snakes out there. And so I'm not shocked that you went with Red Stripe, except it's you, so I'm shocked. You're right. Banana is a really good introductory snake. We love banana here. In the snake pit, we love banana with 6-cent snakes. We've got quite a bit of banana. Banana is a really good pet level snake. It's really good introductory stuff. I wish more high-end breeders used banana. I've seen some really cool stuff done with banana. We're trying some things that I think are cool with banana. I would be tempted to pick banana, but Red Stripe was a really good one. In fact, she knows that she might have put me in a little checkmate position because my favorite snake in the collection is our Red Stripe girl, Francesca. Love her, get her out all the time. She's usually around my neck. She's one of the best tempered snakes that we have. So easy to work with, usually a great eater. So yeah, Red Stripe's great. But I'm going to stick with what started this entire conversation. And this is a really underrated gene in my opinion because it's really subtle, but I love the asphalt. I brought mine out to show everybody. This is Cinna. He is my favorite single gene. And I think you can really see some of the coloring as he kind of tries to slither by that makes him that. The golds, the flaming a little bit, the whites. This is a yellow belly complex gene, but it's asphalt. And it's the golds on it that really does it for me. The black and the gold and a little bit of the white. If you notice, that's the colors of our logo. And I chose that on purpose because I just really love what asphalt does. There's something about asphalt in particular as opposed to yellow belly or gravel or spark or spectre that to me makes it stand out. And I think it's the gold coloring on the alien heads and the translucent blacks in there that pop a whole lot more to me than yellow belly or gravel or even spark. And we've got 2 asphalt snakes that are one of them's only asphalt, single gene asphalt. I think he's one of the most beautiful snakes we have. I love working with him. I love his personality. He's great. And we have an asphalt het desert ghost girl, and she's fantastic to work with, and she's really friendly. I think they're beautiful. I really like the asphalts, and I like the things that you can do with asphalt. We're making a lot of freeways, we think, this year, as long as they lay. And that's one of the things you can do with asphalts, and you can start getting then the enchy in there, and you can start making other things that are really exciting with asphalt. But asphalt alone is, like Red Stripe, it's expensive. A single gene asphalt and a single gene Red Stripe are pretty expensive. I was looking on Morph Market the other day, and a single gene asphalt girl was going for $1,400. And single gene Red Stripes we've seen at shows for $800 to $2,000 by themselves. So these are more expensive incomplete dominant genes, but snakes that have just one gene in them that can go for that much and can change the look. There's a lot of genes that are great. So I didn't prepare you for this question, so let's see how it goes. What do you think is an underwhelming single gene incomplete dominant that you've noticed in our collection? I definitely have mine all ready to go. I know I just caught Amanda off guard with that question. Snake Mama got caught off guard. But what I'm going to say, I'll start because I want to give her a little bit of help here, is I'm going to go with pastel. Pastel's everywhere. Pastel can really enhance a lot of different genes, and especially in things like sunset projects, pastel goes really well to keep it brighter longer in its life. So pastel's necessary in certain combinations, I think, and we've got a little bit of pastel running throughout our collection, but by itself, pastel versus normal, I'm not sure I'd pick the pastel. I don't know that I'd pick the normal, and half the time, I hate to say this because we're breeding now, but I'm not sure I can tell the difference half the time between a pastel and a normal until they've gotten much older and you start noticing some of that pixelation on their body. But Amanda, what would you say your most underwhelming single one is?
So I think he's going to laugh at me for this one because I pushed really hard to get these particular snakes because I like what they do when they're combined with something else. But singularly, I do not prefer the cypress gene. And we laugh because I desperately want a banana cypress. When you mix the banana and the cypress together, it pulls out a lot of the yellows, the oranges, the purples, a lot of the different colors that you really want to see on a vibrant snake. However, by itself, it's just not my most favorite. I think it It definitely does have a little bit of a pattern difference between a normal or other snakes as well, but it's not exactly my most favorite singular gene by itself, which is hysterical because we have to have cypress. We have to have cypress. And so we have two of them. But they're just not particularly my favorite. They're not the worst. They're just not really my up top favorite singular genes.
For those of you following along at home, though, just to be clear, because I did talk about how expensive our favorite genes were on Morph Market. A pastel you can get for almost the same price as a normal usually. You can get it for $50, $125, something like that. But if you go on Morph Market and you're looking at cypress, you're going to be spending hundreds of dollars usually to get cypress because it does have that color differentiation. It's a little more coppery. It's a little bit more orange-y, and it draws those colors out. I think they're pretty by themselves. But I do see what you're saying, that they really do work best in combination with other genes. So we're trying to get cypress in a lot of different combinations, and we'll see after we get cypress into a bunch of combos what Amanda thinks about what cypress does to all these different genes. Thanks for joining us today on this episode of Sixth Sense Snakes. Hope you enjoyed this conversation and maybe it inspired you to go take a look on Morph Market to look around for a snake that you find beautiful, that you want to make your first snake. I always encourage people to look at the incomplete dominant traits alone because you're going to find the most pet-friendly entry point for your family there and then build your way up as you get to know snakes. If you want to check out what's going on behind the scenes and some of the combinations we're trying to make, you can always head on over to our Patreon. We've got pictures of some locks that we have going on. We've got some videos, and we've been breeding our ASF, and they've been having babies, and so you're going to see some behind-the-scenes footage of the feeder colonies that we are building up. I know it's sad to think about, but it's adorable to watch happen. And so I invite you to go on over to Patreon, check it out. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Nathan.
I'm Amanda.
We'll see you later on Sixth Sense Snakes.